create a new breakwater in the area to prevent further damage. And Rachel has the story.
On the 4th of July, when Typhoon Yuguri was skirting the island, strong waves damaged the Agate Marina, breaking one of its already aging docks. Brad Kaufman owns a boat at the Agate Marina, and he went down there to secure it on that day.
Now, CDOC, what happened around 10:30, the Crystal Shooter, one of the vessels down here, broke loose from her dock, and she swung over to her starboard side and then hit Remedy, and Remedy came over and hit Morning Star, and Morning Star came over and hit Sun Chaser. And then Sun Chaser over here, where my boat is at the end of the dock, next to the Southern Cross, we swung around and our whole dock broke loose. And my boat was free. It wasn't tied to anything. And I was, lucky, of course, to be here. Right away, I dropped an anchor and secured the vessel as best we could.
Kaufman explains that the D-dock was already damaged back in October when Typhoon Francisco skirted Guam. Then, on the 4th of July, more damage to the marina was done by Typhoon Yuguri.
But it was wild. It was a wild night, and it was funny because nobody really knew, right? What was going on in Guam, down here at the marina because of this surge. But I'd like to thank the port, of course. Rita, right away responded. She was down here. She's a commercial, and of course Joanne Brown. They're very concerned about what's going on.
In fact, Port General Manager Joanne Brown says that it's an old marina that needs to be rebuilt with modern materials.
Now, after about 25 years or so from when the original Agate Marina was constructed, we're dealing with the deterioration, in addition to the inclement weather, we're dealing with the deterioration of the wooden docks that are down there.
The port has already obtained a contractor, and their board has approved over $400,000 to supplement federal funding to replace docks C and D. They've already replaced dock A. Brown says dock C and D will look like that once completed. Kaufman's happy about these repairs, but he says some sort of breakwater needs to be built to prevent the waves and surges from coming into the marina. Brown agrees and says they're working with the Army Corps of Engineers to improve the design of the marina.
And certainly since Army Corps did the original design, we believe it is a design flaw on their part. We're very much trying to see how we can get federal assistance to correct that.
But everybody's saying nobody got hurt, which is very important because boats were breaking loose. And as you can see, the dock was, there were all finger piers coming out here, and they're no longer here. If you look into the water, you can see them. They've sunk. But it was quite the night, 4th of July, firecracker, boom, boom, boom.
Brown says we can expect a total rebuild of the Agate Marina within the next 2 years. Additionally, she says they may consider raising the fees because the old fee structure does not cover the maintenance that's needed. In a related story, 2 men are dead after drowning during Typhoon Yuguri when their boat capsized off the Mauricio Pier. Medical examiner Aurelio Espinola reached that conclusion after performing autopsies on the 2 victims. And Dr. Espinola confirmed that the victims were 31-year-old Vicente Flores and 36-year-old Joey Cabrera. The 2 were among 4 men in the boat that flipped shortly before 11 p.m. on July 6th. The other 2 men made it to shore and declined treatment before Flores and Cabrera were rushed to Naval Hospital. CPR was performed en route, but both were pronounced dead shortly after midnight the next morning. They are the 10th and 11th water-related fatality in Guam this year. In other news, in the Guam election campaign, another bill was passed on Monday to fund tabulators for the Guam Election Commission. A bill was recently passed that would have funded tabulators to the SAR account. However, the administration has told Guam Elections that there is insufficient funds in the SAR account. Clint Rachel has the story.
Lawmakers had to go back into session to pass another bill to fund the purchase of new tabulators for the Guam Election Commission. The first bill that was passed recently would have used the SAR account, but the administration says the SAR account is empty. The SAR account is supposed to be made up of any excess revenues in the government of Guam.
They had been reporting $19 million in excess revenue, but there should have been $19 million in the SAR account. I'm not going to belabor it today. I just wanted to place that on the record that according to what their accounting, we don't have the third quarter because it's not the 21st of July yet, but the first report is $19 million.
Senators joined his book in support of Bill 377, but he responded to Vice Speaker Cruz's comments on the lack of funding for the SAR account.
I do understand, put it on the record,
That yes, even last fiscal year there was a surplus. But we all know and we've
closely keep tabs on where the process and the progress of the passed bill, to see when it's transmitted and to see when, if and when the governor will sign it. Based on that, after the governor signs it and issues a public law number, I will follow up with BBMR to see how soon they can load it up. And that's where we go from there.
Peggy says they still have time to order the tabulators, but it has to be done by this week.
Stay tuned and we will take a look at the expanding bus